Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk. Today we are continuing with our WSL preview of each club, and it is the turn of Everton. Last season the Toffees finished in 8th place under manager Brian Sorensen, and he has been rewarded for that to finish with a new contract extension to keep him at the helm of the Merseyside club. For Everton, it was an okay season. They looked very settled at times, got some nice results here and there. However, a big part to their season finishing so poorly was the injuries that they occurred. They sustained a lot of them, and ultimately they struggled to get results here and there, and it just made the season fall away at the end and become a bit meaningless. But heading into this season, they've made some new signings. Obviously, players left throughout this summer, and it's going to be a really big season for Everton that they really got to start pushing on now if they are wanting to become a top half side on a regular basis. And I think this summer they've shown the ambition with the additions that they've made. I mean, you just look at Inma Gabaro and Tony Payne coming in from Sevilla. They've also brought in Melissa Lawley, who swapped Merseyside rivals Liverpool to Everton, and they've also brought in Honoka Hayashi from West Ham, who is an absolute strong midfielder. Again, they have, like every team, they've lost some players. Most notably Hannah Benison, she is left to join Juventus, as well as forward Tony Duggan, who has been released by the club upon the expiration of her contract. So it's going to be a really interesting season for them. Obviously, the pre-season has gone okay for them. They've had a bit of mixed results. They lost to Burnley and Sunderland, but also managed to get a win against Newcastle United in a high-scoring game. So obviously, when it comes to pre-season, you don't look into too much detail. You don't know all the time the select 11s that have been played, and it's about fitness and getting sharp and ready for the new season. So obviously, they'll be wanting to do better than that, but you can't take pre-season with everything. So let's have a look at Everton and who I think their standout new signing for this season will be. And for me, it is Honoka Hayashi. It's a signing that's gone under the radar. I think it was just the timing of it a day before the Olympics. So most people were thinking about the Olympics, and Everton announced the signing after she left West Ham, where she played 50 games for them. And yeah, the Japanese international is an absolutely brilliant midfielder, and I think it's an absolute fantastic signing for Everton. One who I think will just play pretty much every minute of the games for Everton this season, and I think she'll help solidify that midfield, especially if you think of the players that they have in that midfield as well. I think in the likes of Aurora Galley, Sarah and Karen Holmgard, it's just going to be a lot more solidified in terms of the defensive work that Hayashi can put out there. So definitely one that I think has massively gone under the radar, and I think she will do really well for them this season. My player to watch for Everton was a player I just mentioned, and that is Aurora Galli. The Italian is just an absolute beast of a player since she has joined the WSL back in 2021. It was just always consistent 8 or 9 out of 10 for Everton, putting in strong performances, gets the very, very occasional goal, and whenever she does score them, they are absolute screamers. And I just think she's completely settled now, it seems, in the WSL and in this Everton side, and I think she'll just continue to put in much more better performances, and I think we'll see her assist numbers and potentially goal numbers go up this season as well. So I'm expecting some interesting and good things from Aurora Galli this season. The breakout young star for me is Caroline Olesen. Now, the Danish international will be hoping for more minutes this season, having failed to complete a 90 minutes in the league last season, whether it's down to injuries or when she was getting subbed on in games, usually in the second half, quite late on, usually playing like the last 20 minutes or so. So obviously she's heading into her second season with Everton, had a bit of an injury time as well, and I think at just 19 years old, she's still a very good prospect to keep an eye out on, and I'm expecting her to grow a lot more in confidence and be playing a lot more regularly for Brian Sorensen's side this season. And I think again, they've got some other good young players. Obviously we saw Issy Hobson the back end of last season when she became the youngest player to score in WSL history, and she's been involved with them in pre-season as well. So they've got a good few talents coming through the ranks at Finch Farm, but for Everton they'll be hoping that they can have a more stable season, and I think if Olesen can play regular minutes, I think she can do very well for them So it's going to be a big season for Everton. The one where personally I think they have to now push on, do better than that 8th place and be looking to break into the top 6. Can they do it? Obviously the key thing for them as well over the last couple of seasons has been the injury. So if they can reduce the number of injuries and injuries to key players that they have, then I think it's definitely going to help them out massively. Make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at WF Talks and on Instagram, Women's Football Talk, all one word. And head over to our Substack page, womensfootballtalk.substack.com, for all the latest news and stories and articles over there. In the meantime, we'll see you soon.